And a gut shot from Yusef.
Yes,
Nice turn 0 play.
Exactly where you want that gut shot.
Yeah.
One of the best players to have it.
2 more for a standard win-a-box, just 3 more for a legacy win-a-box.
Would have been even nicer if it had been a birds just to keep them off red mana, but could still be relevant that it's
Ponder for Yusef. Let's see what he finds.
Talk to Jen, she'll get you signed up. We will be
right now,
down side events.
This is going to be interesting because this is something that we haven't really seen yet. These are likely to be two of the bigger decks in the coming weeks, and I wouldn't be surprised if this became a matchup that everybody was painfully familiar with in the coming weeks. So pay close attention because you're going to need to know what to do here. A Stranglergeist on turn 2 from Ryan Gerhart seems like a pretty nice start. Yusef is going to need to follow his Ponder up with a Delver or something of the like if he's going to want to remain in this game.
That Strangleroot Geist.
Turn. Nothing.
What a pest.
He's leaving open Mana Leak, and it looks like Ryan's going to beat Yusef down to 14 here. And because of that gut shot, he's actually, in this race. It's 1 extra turn off the clock for him. Ryan attacking with that Strangler Geist. Plays 3rd land, and what does he have? It's a Birds of Paradise. Yusef is going to have to think about this one for a little bit. I think that he's going to... Oh, end of turn Snapcaster, targeting the gut shot, and he's going to shoot that bird. Going to go down to 12. I like that play.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the great parts about Snapcaster Mage, that you can pass the turn with that Mana Leak mana open and still have plays on your opponent's turn. So you can do some pretty cool stuff. Attack from Yusef. Puts Ryan down to 18 here. Yusef plays 3rd land and has a Lingering Souls. And there's a card that can gum things up pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, Lingering Souls can deal with Strangleroot Geist kind of on its own in a way if he flashes it back and still end up a spirit, right?
Yeah, now Ryan there used Galvanic Blast on the Snapcaster Mage during Yusef's end step. And that's a wise thing to do. He wasn't sure if Yusef was going to have a card like Drogskull Captain that turn that he would rather use that Galvanic Blast on. So he decides, I'm at 20 life, I can take 2, no big deal. I'll do that and see what happens next turn before I use my removal spell. But at the same time, he gets to use his mana most efficiently. He's going to have access to a 4-drop this turn. An attack from Strangleroot Geist. Gets Yusef to block, and Ryan's going to have a 3/2 Strangleroot Geist now. Yusef really wants to draw a black source, but it looks like he only has Darkflick Shores, so they're going to come into play tapped if he does. 4-drop, Huntsmaster of the Fells. Now there's a real card.
Yeah, finally a real card. Can I read that? You gotta love it. He just probably wants to remind himself exactly how it works. So comes in, get a wolf, gain 2 life. Good, pretty good.
Yeah.
Also has a back.
Yeah, now he's gonna have to read the other
side.
side.
Does stuff too, yeah. So
hopefully the other side was explained to him.
Yeah, or at least mentioned. So we have a Delver from Yusef and a Geist of Saint Traft. So, wow.
And, those are some good spells, but unfortunately for Yusef, it's not looking like they match up well with what his opponent has in play right now. Ryan can simply pass the turn and destroy that Delver. So an attack with Strangler Geist, I assume, will happen. Probably the wolf as well.
So if he attacks with Strangleroot Geist, does he just, like, since he knows that if Ryan doesn't play a spell, he's just going to lose the Delver or the Spirit anyway, just double block the Geist just to get it out of there? I mean, the Geist is a, what's it, a 3/2 now? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the correct play. And I mean, it's got to be something painful to do, but
you're going to lose one of the guys anyway, yeah, and you get rid of the guy.
So he's going to have to double block that Delver and that Spirit to that Strangler Geist. Ooh, but he chooses not to, and you know, in a lot of ways, that's not that bad of a play, because what's going to happen is his opponent's just going to flip the guy and get you know, a free card out of it. But at the same time, he and he
did he just not know what the other side did?
Yeah, he probably should have read it.
Yeah, so that's why he wasn't thinking along the same lines as we were.
Yeah.
So what were you thinking? How were you thinking that could have been correct or
Well, I was thinking
fine?
that you know, he was preventing Ryan from casting a spell on his turn, and maybe he just didn't want Ryan to further develop a board position.
Yeah, I mean, and that may be actually the better play too. It's kind of just which one do you want? Because if he does double block the Geist, then that opens things up for Ryan to just go, oh well, then I'll just cast a spell since I've got no real target for the Huntmaster, the flipped Huntmaster ability, because he can't hit the Geist of Saint Traft.
I like this attack from Yusef. Yusef is this is a pretty strong bluff. I mean, you really, like, your opponent has to give you a lot of credit to not block here.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's got, what is it, 4/4 sitting there, and
and his opponent doesn't block.
Right.
That's a really advanced play. Saying, you know what? He's not going to block. Like this, I'm going to free 6 points here.
And that's what happened. It's almost like, yeah, I don't even know what it's almost like. That was pretty cool, yeah.
Sometimes you have to do stuff like that.
And just do what looks dumb and it's actually correct.
I've seen people do stuff like that at Pro Tours, you know, sometimes you just get free points. And you know, in a lot of ways, like, that's got to be like a confidence booster for Yusef. Like, even though he lost game 1, he's just like, he can tell his opponent, like, I didn't have anything, like, why didn't you block?
Right.
And, you know, that's got to be, that's a little disconcerting. You're like, I'm capable of that play. Like, you're going to have to, like, I'm going to make myself prove to you that I have it every single time. So when I make these plays, when I actually do have it, a lot of the time, you're going to assume I don't.
Right.
And that's going to make you play poorly against me. And a lot of people condition people in that way.
Yeah.
I think one of the major reasons that I've had success in the past in, like, competitive Magic is because my willingness to attack a 2/2 into a 3/3. Because that's a tiny little edge where, you know, a good player usually is not blocking when you do that. They're just thinking to themselves, well, there's no reason for him to do that unless he has a pump spell, and then they put you on a pump spell. A lot of times you get yourself down to one card in hand when it's a card that's a trick, that's not a pump spell, and they're like, well, that has to be a pump spell, and they're playing around that and not playing around the card in your hand, and you end up gaining huge advantages that way.
Yeah, very, very cool to see that kind of thing happen. And it's cool when you pull those kind of plays off.
Yeah. Sometimes it hurts, though. I attacked with a 2/2 into a 3/4 at a Pro Tour once against Tsuyoshi Fujita, one of the great minds of the game. And it was a game of Limited, and in game 1 he had seen 3 of the Bombardier, the guy who you can use Reinforce to give something +2/+2.
Okay.
Like 2 +1/+1 counters. So I figured if I attacked my 2/2 and do his 3/4, there's no way he would block, because he would just assume that I have the thing that puts 2 +1/+1 counters on my guy.
Right.
And he just snap blocked. I just bit my 2/2.
And you're like,
lost that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I've had situations where, like, I just remember one fairly recently playing Legacy where my opponent, I think he like Cabal Therapied me or something, and like named something, didn't hit, but he saw my hand, and I had double Stoneforge Mystic in my hand, and he's like, all right, sack my guy, Cabal Therapy, and I'm like, all right, Brainstorm. And I kept both Stoneforge Mystics in my hand, and so he didn't name it, because he thought I Brainstormed them back on top of my deck to save them from the Cabal Therapy. So he named something else, and it wasn't in my hand. It's like, you just missed on your flashback Cabal Therapy. But I mean, I understand, like, he thought, oh, he's brainstorming in response, he's going to save his Stoneforge Mystic. The funny thing is I brainstormed into a third Stoneforge Mystic, and I kept all 3 in my hand. I was like, he's not going to name it, and he didn't.
There's no way.
He would have hit for 3 cards.
That's awesome.
Shout out to Travis for that lovely story that I was able to tell.
That is an excellent story.
Yeah, it was fun. He won that game, I think, but it was still, I just like that. I was like, I don't care, I got that story.
Sometimes it's okay to lose.
I think we were just playtesting and stuff, but I think he may have accidentally. That was a game that was really, really close, and I think he flashed back the Cabal Therapy and forgot to remove it from his graveyard, and then later in the game flashed it back again and made me discard something relevant, and I lost the game. And then I went, wait a second, how many Cabal Therapies did you actually cast? You've played, one card, and I think you flashed the same one back twice. And he's like, oh, yeah, I did, but still. So I don't know, I think that's what happened. It doesn't really matter, but... Anyway, yeah, let's look at the sideboards, because they do have 15 more cards to play with if they want.
It's true. Now, something that Ryan has that's going to be pretty good here is Thrun, the last troll. He's an extra copy in his sideboard. Another card he has that's going to be really good is Urabrask the Hidden. Mm-hmm. It's a card we haven't seen enough of around lately.
Although, I think they're playing... Are they playing it in the Channel Fireball deck? I definitely saw somebody's playing Urabrask in these red-green aggro decks. And,
yeah, I mean, it seems really good right now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't seen it sooner. Sword of War and Peace, also in Ryan's sideboard, going to be a card that he's going to want to bring in this matchup. Yusef, on the other hand, is working with a pair of Sword of Feast and Famines.
Yeah, which could do very well here in this matchup. So he's got 4 swords total in the deck, two War and Peace in the main, and 2 Feast and Famine in the sideboard. He's also got 2 Phyrexian Metamorphs that can kind of increase the number of swords in a mirror match situation, or in a situation like this. Now, he didn't see any swords.
No, but I mean, he can very easily bring in
Metamorph could just
bring in the Metamorphs and think like, I'm going to copy myself a Huntmaster of the Fells.
Right, exactly.
That's a pretty good one to
copy. That guy was good. When I saw the back of what he did,
the card was even better.
Yeah. Although, how does that even work? When you, I guess that works. If you Metamorph a flip card, it can still flip, right? Or can it not?
No.
So he can copy though the back side, and he never loses it, right?
Right.
So that's pretty cool. Both players getting a verbal caution
for shuffling too long.
Yeah. They were just having a conversation
really, they
and
give
forgot.
them verbal cautions now? I was in an SCG feature match and got a full-on warning for shuffling too long. No caution.
They're just hating on you.
Yeah.
You should know better.
Yeah. They play hardball with me, apparently.
Yeah. You're disqualified for shuffling too long.
All right, an island for Yusef and a turn 1 Rootbound Crag for Ryan. Turn 2, no play for Yusef, another land. Let's see if he has the mana leak for this Strangle Root Geist that's coming down. Does he? It does not look like it, no. And, let's see what Yusef has. He may just Vapor Snag it. Oh no, he's going to Gut Shot it during combat.
Presumably during combat, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully not before you would declare an attack and let me gut shot your guy.
Ooh, and passing the turn again. That seems like a weird gut shot then. It's hard to, gut shot something into a 3-2 and then take a hit from it.
So it was pre-combat then?
No, it wasn't.
Alright, so he Vapor Snags.
That's a lot of cards Yusef just used.
Yeah. Well, he used 3 cards on 2 Strangleroot Geists.
And
so
one of those Strangleroot Geists is still in Ryan's hand.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Jeez.
Ryan just played an Ancestral Recall. But,
did he flash back the gut shot?
Ooh, but here we go. A Surgical Extraction on the Strangleroot Geist is going to get
Yeah, that's a real nice play there. Now you wonder, did he have the Surgical Extraction? Could he have done it in response to the first one going to the graveyard? If he had it, he could have. Right, the first one goes to the graveyard. He could have done that. I don't know if he had it or just drew it or something, but
yeah,
that's pretty nice. Nice way to get rid of these undying guys. especially considering the people playing with the Undying guys have no problem with their guys going to the graveyard. You know, so they're you know, like, oh, you're going to kill
really
it, sure,
yeah,
exactly, and then you're like, oh, you know, in response,
just, like, run it into
extract
something.
it, yeah. Nice way to at least get something out of the fact that you vapor snagged the one. You get to get it, you know, remove it now, since you know it was there. So.
Geist of St. Trapped into an empty board. Pretty good turn. I'm surprised Geist stayed in the deck.
Yeah, with a lot of blockers. But, you know, we saw what he did with it last game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're not going to happen. So come on up to the main event stage for a refund. So if you sign up for
Ryan has
booster
here.
draft or competitive booster draft, come
Ryan's
on
got a
up
lot
to
of cards
the
in
main
his
event
hand.
stage
That's
so that we
Daybreak
can
Ranger.
get you your refund.
Yusef really can't be like trading guys right now. He's down way too many cards to do that.
Yeah. And so Daybreak flips.
Two-headed giant players.
Lucky for Yusef.
Geist
of St. Trapped has hexproof, so.
Yeah, no, Nightfall Predator. Pretty dangerous card to have in play. I mean, in any type of matchup where both players are planning on winning with, you know, a smaller variety of creatures, Nightfall Predator is just going to dominate the game all by himself.
Yeah, Yusef needs to find an answer for that. Kind of wonder if he might have been better off trading, unless he has an answer that, you know, I'm not thinking of. But does he have another vapor snag? Does he have another snapcaster so he can vapor snag?
Let's see what Yusef finds on top of his deck here.
Nothing. Passes the turn.
Passes the turn.
Not even a land.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the issue here is he spent 3 cards to deal with 1 card.
Yeah.
And that's the power of Strangler Geist.
Box number 2. Come on up to the main event stage. We're going to get started. Standard window box number 6 and Legacy window box number 2. Coming up to the main event stage. Those are our final side events.
But the Geist, in a lot of ways, is holding right back from attacking.
A full slate of events tomorrow. If you're interested in Legacy, we've got the Legacy Open starting at 10 a.m. We have draft opens that will begin at 9 a.m. and 2:30.
And it looks
And
like
we have full slate of side events throughout the day. All of our 8 mans are available.
Okay.
And we also do
Got
have another
spell.
two-headed giant challenge, and that one starts at 2
Something
p.m.
Yusef's definitely got a mana leak.
So once again, Standard window box number 6 and Legacy window box number 2. Come on to the main event stage. You are our final side events of the evening.
And that'll flip the Daybreak Ranger back.
Please come up and see Jim to get a refund.
Why?
Weren't 2 spells cast in that turn? Oh no,
It's supposed to be the
same
same player.
person. Yeah, never mind. That's
when Yusef's got this many cards in his hand and he missed a land drop and he's just passing the turn, you can basically guarantee to yourself that he's got a counter spell in his hand.
yeah.
Voripede's kind of a beating.
I think I just attack with that Daybreak Ranger because if he's gonna chump, great. Which he wouldn't chump, but you have a Ratchet Bomb for which is at least worth, you know, 1 angel, or at least good for hitting 1 angel.
And then it puts you. I think Ryan's thinking about his attack this turn now.
Yeah, like I think you attack, you pump like crazy. Yeah, and then
Ooh, and a Snapcaster Mage on Vapor Snag. Pretty good here.
Yeah, you wonder when that Snapcaster Mage ended up in his hand though. If he would have drawn that, like if he just drew that this turn, then he could have really done some damage last turn. So now that was.
He gets the bash back for 8.
Yeah, that was
huge. You know, this game's not even looking that
Yusef.
bad for him anymore.
Yeah, that was a nice.
Even with so few cards left in his hand.
That was a really nice situation for Yusef.
Yeah. Now Ryan down to 11 here. And this is it. These are these Esper Delver decks. You can 3-for-1 yourself, and it doesn't matter.
Technically, he 4-for-2'd if you count the surgical extraction, because he did get rid of the one out of his hand. So
it was a 4-for-2, and he also paid 4 life. A 4-for-2 where he also paid 4 life for spells.
Mental misstep, love it.
I also love the mental misstep.
Out of the sideboard, 3 copies there.
Daybreak Ranger coming back down. And Yusef with an end of turn Moorland Haunt activation. Oh no, he forgot.
Yikes.
Maybe he just expects his opponent to crack the Ratchet Bomb and destroy the Angel, and he
he's so saving
he
it.
Wants to save that guy in his yard.
And you know what? Thinking about it, I probably would play it that way too. Really,
yeah, it's very reasonable.
Because you just don't want to overextend and right into the Ratchet Bomb, which is obviously just sitting there. It's sitting there specifically for tokens. So you're gonna all right, I'm gonna make you trade that for a single Angel token.
Yeah. And
then start activating Moorland Haunt and getting some value.
Just bins that Geist of Saint Draft.
Which is more Moorland fuel.
Yeah.
But instead he just has another Geist.
Yeah, that'll do.
Now Ryan needs something here. I mean,
because
that's
blew the Ratchet Bomb anyway. I mean, it turns out that Yusef's play with the Moorland Haunt was definitely correct.
Right.
And there you go, guys. Esper Delver, or Blue-White Delver Splashing Black is this is the deck that everybody's talking about.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. So I wonder.
In between the game banter happening now.
Both look like they're enjoying themselves. That's always good. I like to see that rather than one guy completely angry or something, and the other guy real serious. Just have fun. What?
It doesn't look like either player's upset.
No, they both look like they're having fun. Have a good time. You're playing with magical cards. It's a game.
You're casting spells.
The loser doesn't get whipped or killed or anything. Just have fun. I mean, I say that. I'm sure I've been frustrated with certain games. Usually frustrated with the ones where, somebody really top decks like crazy, and you're just like, how is it that you could possibly have every single answer for every threat I had? That's frustrating. Or the times when they're really close.
And when you play multiple matches in a row where it happens.
Yeah, well, that's pretty bad too. But if you're 7-0, like these guys are, sure, you may take a loss here. One of you guys is taking a loss here, but you're going to be 7-1. It's pretty good shape too.
Yeah, 7-1, not too bad. But I mean, the luxury of winning this round is a top 8 berth.
Exactly.
And it's a long road to get there when you're playing 10 rounds of Swiss. So both players are going to have to work pretty hard to get in here. I'm excited to see which of these decks ends up taking down the other.
Yeah, I mean, these are basically 2 Pro Tour decks. Decks that are being played right now in the Pro Tour.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited to see red-green aggro getting this deep in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, we hadn't seen anything. We'd seen a lot of mono-green aggro all day, but not really red-green aggro to this degree. It's been all mono-green, splashing a tiny little itty-bitty with a bit of red, maybe, for a Keswick Wolf run. I think we saw one deck like that.
But this deck isn't very different from the mono-green aggro decks that we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, it really still is
it's
heavy
basically
green.
it's playing red for a few burn spells, Hunt Master of the Fells, and in the main deck, that's it. It's still just a Sword of War and Peace green deck with Green Sun Zeniths. And I mean, it has access to Keswick Wolf Run, but it doesn't have Inkmoth Nexus. So it can, Green Sun for Primeval Titan, but it just gets more lands than Keswick Wolf Runs. It doesn't, it doesn't put Inkmoths into play. It's trying to cast Strangleroot, guys. They can't afford that. Meanwhile, on the sideboard, I mean, the red gives him access to Urabrask, which, yeah, imagine if you're playing one of those mono green mirrors, bringing in a few copies of Ancient Grudge and Urabrask and a Feast and Famine.
Yeah, that breaks
it's just
the
going
mirror right
to break the
open,
mirror
right?
wide open.
So Ryan mulliganing. That's what we're waiting on him to finish his mulligan. He's looking for Urabrask.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know if he would bring in Urabrask here or not. What do you think?
I don't know.
Just
I mean, I
one
feel
copy.
like it's against anybody who's casting Lingering Souls, Urabrask seems really good to me. Also, the thing is that, you know, if all your guys have haste, it becomes really hard for somebody like a Delver deck to just interact at the end of the turn like they'd like to, and it doesn't give them the luxury of choosing what they want to use their counter magic on and what they don't, and then like cleaning up the mess with paper tags and masters and things like that. So, you know, it makes things difficult. All right, and we're off. We
it's like a turn 1 birds.
I believe there was a turn 2 green sun zenith for Bird Paradise.
Could be,
In Legacy Winterbox
Alright, so Yusef with no play on turn 1 or 2. 2 Seachrome Coasts, pretty smooth mana there. And Ryan here, you know, it looks like he's choked on quite a bit of colorless,
Yeah.
so he's just going to be single spelling this game.
I mean, he could Thrun right here.
He could. But it looks like it's a Strangler Geist, and I think
Strangler is
Yusef's
pretty
got to
good.
have Mana Lake here. Yep, he does. And he has learned his lesson about Strangler Geist. He is going to keep that thing off the table as much as possible. All right, and a Ratchet Bomb.
About playing Ratchet Bomb though in a deck with these werewolves, if they flip, that Ratchet Bomb now kills your werewolves.
It's true.
Yeah, that's not cool. I mean, only if it's on 0. And you know, if you're Ratchet Bomb versus tokens, you bring in Ratchet Bomb versus like a lot of heavy token stacks. And yeah, you end up
Third
losing your
turn, we
flipped
can expect
werewolves.
something to come down, and it's a Geist.
Guy's still saying trapped. Yusef's like, yeah, I'll make you use your Ratchet Bomb on my Angel.
Yeah, I don't want you
Just
to.
like I did
I don't want
last
to spend
game.
real cards on dealing with that Ratchet Bomb. Ryan now tapping out for a Huntmaster of the Fells. And what's Yusef going to do? Yusef is going to let that resolve. He's tapped out. Ryan gets a Wolf. And that makes things pretty bad for Geist.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I mean, I'm surprised Yusef actually kept Geist in at all, considering he saw Huntmaster of the Fells. I mean, I imagine something that puts 2 2/2s into play has to, you know, deter somebody from wanting to cast Geist of St. Trap.
Right.
That's why I was more expecting some Drogskell captains. And Oblivion Ring.
Oblivion Ring.
It's going to target Huntmaster of the Fells.
Alright, now, yeah. Still probably not attacking with that Geist. As
Passing
much
the
as
turn,
it would
yeah.
be fun. Okay, now the Ratchet Bomb's going for that Oblivion Ring.
Yeah, the Ratchet Bomb's going for the Oblivion Ring and the
Geist.
and
right.
the Geist, which, you know, it's going to be a rough turn for Yusef when that happens.
Yeah, loses the Geist. In the meantime, though, he may as well start, I mean, well, no, never mind. I was going to say he could start swinging in, but it doesn't even seem like that great either. I guess you can kill the wolf, but...
You know, what's interesting here is Ryan can actually make sure that his Daybreak Ranger flips before he cracks his Ratchet Bomb for 3.
Oh, yeah, that's cool, yeah. Alright, so we have a Ponder from Yusef. If Yusef attacks here, he does end up likely trading with the wolf and getting in for 4 or killing the bird, right? And makes a Ratchet Bomb for 3, only appealing in that it's doing a 1-for-1 with the O-ring, right?
Yeah, but in the same regard, if he does that, then that kind of just encourages Ryan to flip a Daybreak Ranger, and then Yusef can't really commit anything to the board, and ends up just losing to Daybreak. So it's really rough for Yusef here. I'm not really sure what he can do. He decides to attack. I guess Ryan could perhaps play around a mental misstep or something like that.
He can Vapor Snag the Daybreak too. So, alright, trade with the wolf. What about the angel? So he can get in for 4, or, you know, Which I would think that Ryan wouldn't block the Angel. Yeah, just take 4.
And there we just saw Huntmaster of the Fells trade with an Oblivion Ring and a Geist of Saint Traft.
Yeah.
And that's interesting that he played that second Geist of Saint Traft when his opponent has a Ratchet Bomb that's on its way to 3.
Yeah, it does seem really odd. You just hold the Geist for a couple minutes, wait till he blows up that Ratchet Bomb, and then play the Geist.
I mean, he's in a weird spot, though. He can't play a Drogskull Captain because his opponent has a Daybreak Ranger. And he can't stop playing spells because then he just gets run over. But Garrick's going to mean that that's probably going to happen anyway. Garrick makes a wolf. Let's see if Yusef has any tricks up his sleeve here.
Players in the standard open. Aaron Louie, please come to the main stage. Aaron Louie, please come to the main stage.
No, don't pass the turn, please. Don't pass the turn. Passing the turn would just be the absolute worst thing here, because I mean, Ryan's Daybreak Ranger would flip. Thus changes converted mana cost to 0. Ryan would take the Ratchet Bomb up to 3, and the next turn Ryan gets to. Okay, so he did. Oh, that's really good.
Oh, sort of Feast and Famine. Geist of
But
Saint
it's
Traft
not
picks
really
that up.
very good because his opponent
Which
has
costs
a
3,
Ratchet
right.
Bomb. Yeah.
It's not going to last for long. But
I mean, he does get to untap his lands. Maybe he has some sort of answer for this Ratchet Bomb that I'm just not aware of. Could he have an Oblivion Ring for the Ratchet Bomb?
possible. It'd be really interesting. Interesting line of play. He just keeps playing into. He keeps playing 3-drops into a Ratchet Bomb. It's ticking up to 3.
Yeah, I mean, if he has the Oblivion Ring post-combat here,
That would be
like,
really
he
sick.
probably wins
How many
this
rings?
game.
Just got two in the sideboard. Did he just hit Garrick with it? Okay. Reasonable. Kill Garrick.
You're allowed to split up the damage with Geist of Saint Traft.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he could have just swung it both. Split it up, right. For some reason, I forgot about the Angel. I'm thinking he just attacked into Garrick by itself. But no, that makes sense. Still, get rid of Garrick.
Right, Yusef gets to untap all of his lands, and Ryan has to discard a card. Hold on. Yusef untaps his lands, and Ryan has to discard a card. Yeah, they'll put Ryan's card back. Whoa.
Stop them.
Whoa.
They didn't even do the sort of Feast and Famine.
Yusef has to discard a card. No, we're getting behind in turns now.
Yeah, like Ryan drew a card for the turn. Sort of Feast and Famine trigger. They just didn't resolve it. Oh, Geist hit Garrick.
No discard.
Geist hit Garrick?
And well, that was weird.
That is really weird. Oh.
Never mind. Sorry, we understood it to be Geist hitting the player and the Angel hitting Garrick.
Yes, that is what.
Geist hit Gerhart, Angel at Ryan.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, okay. It doesn't make any sense why somebody would do that. That's why we were. Sorry, guys.
Wait, we just assumed that.
Yeah, we had just
make the
assumed
play
that.
seemed like more advantageous for you.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Okay, Surgical Extraction hits Strangleroot Geist for the second game in a row. What was in his hand? I missed it.
Now, it's also interesting. Yusef chose to do that during Ryan's end step. The best way to do that is to do that during your opponent's draw step.
Right. Who cares? You're playing, you can't interact with it otherwise. You just die.
I mean, if Yusef was just going to use that sword to kill the Garrick, he could have just
Daybreak Ranger dies. Did he have to do it like that? Wouldn't he just... Did Ryan not pass... Ryan did not play a spell, right?
Yeah, but Yusef did. Yusef surgically extracted.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's fine. But I mean, why pop the Ratchet Bomb there and not just wait until Yusef's turn?
Well, he may have. It may have been something that we couldn't understand because we don't have the audio.
Right.
Perhaps what happened was Ryan attempted to pop the Ratchet Bomb on his own end step because nothing had happened his turn, and he wanted to get it to flip. But then Yusef responded with the surgical extractance so that it wouldn't flip when he got it back.
Oh,
so
right.
that seems like a likely scenario. Does that make sense?
Sort of, but I thought, wouldn't he wait until it actually flipped? You know what I mean? Like, wait until it flips, then do the Ratchet Bomb. Why would you Ratchet Bomb in response to the flip? I don't know. Why would he?
I guess that's a good point. I mean, his opponent did surgically extract, so...
Yeah, either way, it wouldn't have flipped, but it was just a situation where... Like, it wouldn't flip until Yusef's upkeep. So, you know what I mean? Why would he shouldn't blow the Ratchet Bomb there anyway. Yusef goes to his upkeep, then it flips. Or Yusef uses surgical extraction, then it doesn't flip during his upkeep. Oh well, anyway, moving on. Snapcaster flashed back, I believe, was it a Ponder? Hard to tell. He did flashback something that cost 1 mana. I'm pretty sure it was a Ponder or something like it. Ryan is now in with the Wolves and is using Green Sun Zenith for 4, looks like.
And here we're seeing Huntmaster of the Fells as it just, slaps this Delver deck upside the head.
Yeah, Huntmaster of the Fells is not a legend either, so getting a second one seems pretty good with a
It does seem pretty good.
Good point from Twitter about if the Angel had gone to Garrick, he would have chumped with the birds.
Yeah, I'd overlooked that also. I think that, just commentating all day, sometimes you miss the obvious. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, Ryan Gerhart playing very well. And I don't know what Yusef can do at this point. I think
it's looking pretty grim. I mean, he doesn't have... What does he... He's got... All right, there's Snapcaster. I'm trying to take a look and see what he's got. He doesn't play any Ratchet Bombs of his own, unfortunately, because that could help things quite a bit right now.
Yeah.
He has really no kind of mass removal at all.
Right now he needs like a Day of Judgment.
Yeah, seriously, that's what he really needs. That's why I went, alright, I know he doesn't have that. Does he have Ratchet Bomb? No.
And I don't think it's too crazy to play a Day of Judgment or two in this Delver sideboard. I know that the Delver decks have kind of evolved from the
Illusions decks.
Yeah, the Illusion decks, which were very creature heavy, but as more time has gone on, more and more creatures have come out of the deck in favor of spells. And there are situations like this. Oh, but instead he just floods the board with a couple guys. And that's not going to bode well for him, because Ryan's just going to pass the turn. And
wreck him.
Wreck him. The old no spell destroy you play.
Yeah, swing in with all the wolves.
Release the hounds.
Yeah.
Yusef will fall to 8 if he decides to take all this damage.
Yes.
But he decides to block all of them.
Wisely, I think. Although, I don't know. Yeah.
He doesn't have a way to prevent the Huntmasters from flipping, so he knows that his guys are just going to die anyway. So let's see, Ryan. Thinking about moving in on a wolf run here. Ryan tapping everything but the bird. Let's give the wolf trample.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just 5 mana, right? So he's just pumping 2 into it, right?
Yep, just pumping 2 into it. So dealing 3 damage to his opponent, those wolves. And I think he's just going to pass the turn now.
No spells, just a pump, right?
Yep.
Did he just play a land? Is that Evolving Wilds?
Flipping his,
yeah, Ravager the
Ravagers.
Fells.
That's going to drop Yusef down to 7 here.
It's just disgusting. It's like, not only am I shocking you, but I'm hitting any of your creatures that are around too. Like, it's just like it's not like one or the other. It's not like it does 2 damage to target creature or player. It's target player and one of their creatures. It's just ridiculous.
It is pretty insane.
There it is.
Yeah.
Ryan Gerhart.
8-0. Looks like he's going to be in the top 8.
On the back of Ravager the Fells.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Huntmaster of the Fells was really just the most important card in that match, not close.